E-Rhyme Sports on the Monday, yo. April 30th, baby bro. The flow breaks it down with the NFL draft for my behalf. You know I stretch like a giraffe, giving you the length and strength and all the knowledge. Can you remember college football, basketball? Tip it up and throw it up. Let's score. You know I'm gonna muck it up. Yo, the NFL draft was crazy. First round trades, brothers, quarterbacks. Alabama had the most players drafted, 12. I think wide receiver was 33 wide receivers, 44 or 43 linebackers, the number one position drafted. A lot of excitement. The big story was obviously Shaquem Griffin going with his brother Shaquille Griffin to the Seattle Seahawks. Didn't like the Seahawks draft. Rashard Penny, we'll see, but they should have got offensive lineman in the first round to protect Russell Wilson, but maybe the running back will do. But I do love his story, man. Shaquem Griffin, talented brother, should play special teams and, you know, maybe nickel linebacker. But very impressed with a lot of different teams. I thought the Giants were great. You know, you get Saquon Barkley, then Will Hernandez, Lorenzo Carter from Georgia. Will Hernandez is just a road runner. The offensive line with him and Nate Solder is going to be ridiculous. Carter, he can play. Then you get B.J. Hill, a big boy, NC State. The whole defensive line was drafted. That's crazy, little crazies. But this guy, the D tackle, you know, I'll say that Gettleman was all about getting size, but they got Kyle Loletta, okay? This kid from Richmond, he won the MVP at the Senior Bowl, very active, you know. I just think the guy is accurate and he's a winner. Threw for a bunch of yards in college. The second round, man, it started off with excitement. The Browns, they went ahead and got that offensive line. The Giants took care of the Hernandez. Then Nick Chubb, okay? The Browns had a good draft. You can say whatever you want. I like what the Colts did. Offensive line, they got a linebacker, then a second lineman. So they basically said, we with Nelson and then this kid right here, Braden Smith, we're going to take care of our boy, Andrew Luck. No. And then Tampa Bay did their thing, okay? They got their running back, Ronald Jones, and took care of Tampa Bay. I think this kid is going to be special and help their quarterback, Jameis famous Winston. Ronald Jones, he could be legit for them, okay? You gotta like the Bears draft, getting James Daniels, getting Roquan Smith, overall just the depth of it. I like the Broncos, you know, when you go ahead and add a Cortland Sutton and players like that, don't forget Packers, Jackson, and Jair Alexander. I really thought they had a very solid draft. Niners pretty decently. How about the Lions? Got a lineman, Crosby, who had a second, third round grade in the fifth round. You get the kid from Auburn, Johnson, good running back. I really liked what he did. Worried about Miami. Thought they got a quarterback, but this tight end from Penn State is legit. He will definitely get things going for them. Tennessee got a steal because you get Rashard Evans, and then from Bama, linebacker, and then Harold Landry, who was the sack man for Boston College. Tennessee Titans needed to improve their defense. Vrabel is doing it. So Broncos had some good receivers, but you add Sutton and then Chubb, you can't really go wrong with that. Overall, I got to say, the only teams that disappointed me were Kansas City, because even Kansas City Rams and Texans, oh, by the way, the Rams traded Tavon Austin to the Cowboys, but they did not have first-round picks. They didn't join the draft to the second and third round. But how about the fact that the Texans jump in the third round and get Justin Reed, who could have been in the first round, the safety from Stanford, okay? So, yeah, a little hip, hop. So I think the Cowboys, they lost out because the Eagles jumped ahead of them and got the tight end in the second round. Dallas Goedert of South Dakota State. That was big since Trey Burton went to the Bears, right, in free agency. And now the Eagles have Zach Ertz in Dallas. That's legit. This linebacker, the USC kid, very nice. The Chargers add him and Derwin James. Cardinals, you're going to get Josh Rosen and then you add Christian Kirk. He's kind of a slot guy, but him, Larry, and maybe they should add Des Bryant. That could really, do a little something. It'll be interesting to see where Des goes because the Cowboys could actually still use him. Witten's retiring, going to ESPN in the booth. I don't know if he's going to be there with Kurt Warner, but they're talking about having a 3-man booth. Falcons, anytime you add Calvin Ridley. People question about the Raiders. I don't think it was a great draft, but I thought it was good, but they took risks, right? When you take Colton Miller in the first round, then the linebacker from LSU, and then Maurice Hurst with the heart condition, it can be a boom or bust draft, This kid is supposed to be good, the corner, Duke Dawson from Florida. I thought the Bears, they got the wide receiver, Callaway from Florida, knucklehead, but boy, if he gets it together, the Browns are going to be doing it up. Panthers had a good draft. Bengals did surprisingly well. So, look, everybody, you can't really grade the draft until, 2 or 3 years out. And then you really get to see, what's happening, what's going down. Obviously, Tampa Bay really improved on their size, the defensive line. They got some corners. I like both the corners that they got. Thought they did a good job. And the Vikings, Mike Hughes in the first round, some other good players. Jaguars, they surprised me going with the size. They probably could have gone with receiver first, but Taven Bryan in the first round. And my Steelers, not only did we get a safety that we needed, then we get James Washington and Mason Rudolph. So I'm oodles and oodles of O's, happy with, getting a backup quarterback and a wide receiver after we traded Bryant to the Raiders. So, yeah, this is the second round. You see different things that popped off. And look, at the end of the day, you can't complain if, your team... Look, the Jets, they didn't get the wide receivers they needed. They got the tight end from Miami. That should help, Walton, the running back from Miami, he went to the Bengals. That's pretty slick. You know what I'm saying? So, look, you got to be happy either way. Don't cry. Don't really play. Open up the third eye. NFL draft was really good. Now training camp and rep it to your hood. Who's going to ball out? Who's going to play? Yo, and what's crazy is that Darius Geis dropped to the Redskins. They got him and Daron Payne. Great draft for them to have him drop down. The Patriots got a backup quarterback, Danny Eatlin. Luke Falk goes to Tennessee because Mariota gets hurt, so that's perfect. Chargers and Dolphins didn't get one. How about Steelers got Rudolph? J.T. Barrett winds up signing undrafted free agent going to the Colts. He was pretty accurate in college. I didn't really like his game, but, whatever. But who else? Oh, Mike White goes from Western Kentucky to the Cowboys. Okay. Can you believe the whole NC State defensive line was drafted? Giants, man. They did their thing. And then and SEC was just dominant again. But I think, look at that. Royce Freeman. Okay. They got him that late. I thought that was a great pickup for the Broncos as well. So you get Sutton, Freeman, Chubb. The Broncos had a great draft. So be happy, Broncos fans. You know what I'm saying? Let's just wrap it up, put a bow on it. I might release some grades or whatever. It's kind of stupid to grade a draft because you don't really know. Let's go to the NBA playoffs, man. Cavs took care of Game 7. The Celtics won Game 7. Celtics Sixers, they're playing live tonight. It's on. I didn't even check the score, homie. What's the score, homie? Understand everybody wants some more, homie. Yeah, look at that. Boston and Philly balling out right now. Yeah. So Jaylen Brown's not playing, but Boston's going to give them all they can handle. I say the Sixers win this series in 6. Okay. I think the Cavaliers win in 7. That's for the Eastern Conference. So it'll be Philly against Cavaliers. In the West, I got the Rockets in 5 and the Warriors in 5. It's just Donovan Mitchell can get a game and Anthony Davis can get a game. Warriors and Kevin Durant went off the show. Too much posse. Curry's coming back. And big game, James Harden, 41. Clint Capella is awesome. Awesome. And the Westbrook, that thing's going to break up. Melo, I'm not playing on the bench. Melo, stop it. You're washed up. Paul George, he's going to go to the Pelicans, the Sixers, the Lakers, somewhere. So watch out for that. We'll see what happens with LeBron. But I tell you this, the NBA does have to do something about the Jazz fans. That's been going on for years. Kind of saying some nasty comments and stuff. It's not cool, fool. So that's it, man. In and out, without a doubt. E-Rom Sports. Of course, I got clout. Yeah. Peace. Bars.